The Bill Shakespeare Project presents This Week in Shakespeare for the week ending Monday, November the 26th, 2018. Hola, Bardophiles, I'm Bill, and welcome to the 222nd episode of This Week in Shakespeare, a video brought to you by the Bill Shakespeare Project. This is our weekly opportunity to let you know about the latest and greatest in Willie Shakespeare headlines, coming at you every Tuesday because, well, Tuesday is News Day. The goal here is to hit you with a quick blast, no more than 10 minutes tops, of Bard-related news. Plus, we'll try to serve up some historical dates for what were the past 7 days of the year. So, this week's news stories included: The Guardian ran a very cool collection of photographs of cross-gender Shakespeare productions. Makes the director and me say, Vulture was one of the many media outlets to cover the announcement that Al Pacino will be bringing King Lear to the big screen in the near future. I didn't really care for his Merchant of Venice, and I thought his Looking for Richard was laughable self-indulgence, but this I can see given his recent 2.5 decades of histrionics. City Beat reviewed Twelfth Night by Cincinnati Shakespeare Company, running in Ohio through December the 5th, saying the production is entertaining if not altogether coherent, noting that this is not a Twelfth Night for Shakespearean purists, but the audience lapped it up, laughing from start to finish. And finally, The Guardian reviewed Russell Brand, My Life with William Shakespeare, a one-man show by the comic in which Brand alternates shards of the real Bard with autobiographical chat, one illuminating the other. The review for the show, running off and on in London through December, was 3 of 5 stars. Now let's take a look back on the last 7 days and how they relate to Shakespearean history, both his and the history in his plays. On November the 20th, 1272, Edward I was proclaimed King of England 4 days after his father Henry III had died. Edward I was returning from the Crusades. Edward was the grandfather of Edward III, who we talked about last week. On November the 21st, 1999, British writer, actor, raconteur, and provocateur Quentin Crisp died. He appeared in a 65-minute art version of Hamlet as Polonius, and Helen Mirren doubled the roles of Gertrude and Ophelia. It's not nearly as cool as it sounds, trust me. On November the 22nd, 1930, Peter Hall was born. Hall is an English theater and film director, as well as the founder or co-founder of the Royal Shakespeare Company. On November 23rd, 1971, Peter Brooks's film adaptation of King Lear, starring Paul Scofield, was released in the U.S. The film divided critics rather intently. On November the 24th, 1394, Charles, Duke of Orleans, was born. Depicted as the Duke of Orleans in Henry V, he was at the Battle of Agincourt in 1415. He was uninjured and was found under a pile of bodies, then captured and taken prisoner to England. He was freed through negotiation 25 years later. On November 25th, 1951, novelist Charlene Harris was born, known primarily for her Sookie Stackhouse novels, which were the basis of the HBO series True Blood. She has also written a series of mysteries starring a character named Lily Bard, set in the rural Arkansas town of Shakespeare. And save for the names of the detective in the town, there is no Shakespearean connection. On November the 26th, 1928, John Barton, noted British film director, was born. Along with Peter Hall, he co-founded the Royal Shakespeare Company. In the early 1980s, he ran a 9-session television workshop called Playing Shakespeare that is just a fantastic video resource. He passed away just this January. And that was your week in Shakespeare, brought to you by the Bill Shakespeare Project. Now, if you've enjoyed this news review, tell a friend and hit the subscribe button to keep from missing these news, reviews, and history videos. For our daily blog and previous Twiz episodes, including links to the news stories we covered, as well as the Real Bill Shakespeare Project podcast, check us out at thebillshakespeareproject.com. And we'll catch you next week.